So this is Jamey Johnson in color. I said, Grandpa, what's that picture here? It's black and white and it ain't real clear. Is that you there? He said, yeah, I was 11. Times were tough back in 35. That's me and Uncle Joe just trying to survive a cotton farm in the Great Depression. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. So that's what, I'm going to stop there with the first verse and the chorus and talk about a couple of things. And really you're going to have to kind of approach this in steps maybe if you're first starting out. So the first thing I'm going to show you are the chords. The chords are some common ones. There's a G and an F in here, but he fingers them a little differently, and you'll see why when I show you how. First chord I want to show you is the way he plays his G chord. Again, your capo's on the 3rd fret for this too. So you're going to play the G a little differently than you've probably ever played it. You're going to use your ring finger and you're going to fret the 6th string on the 3rd fret relative to the capo. And you're going to play with your pinky finger here on the 1st string of the 3rd fret. So quite a bit of a stretch there. And you'll see why, because you're going to be using your index finger and your middle finger to kind of move around and fret the other chords. So the first thing you want to get down is this G chord. And I know I tell folks not to deaden strings, but in this chord you're going to, because the fat part of your ring finger is going to rest actually against this 5th string, and it's not going to sound. So the chord's going to sound like this. So it's a G, it's just the 5th string is muted, and you're playing the 6th string and 1st string a little differently. So get that down first. The second chord he plays is a variation of an F. And for the sake of this lesson, I'm just going to call it an F2 chord. It's really like an F with an add 9, but don't worry about that. So for this F chord, you're going to play this chord you're going to lift up your ring finger. You're not going to use it in the F chord. You're going to put your index finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. You're going to put your middle finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Play 5th string down. Very pretty. And it's a variation of an F. So you can move from that G easily to that F. And then you're going to play a C chord, but you're going to leave your pinky down on that 1st string, 3rd fret. And those are the main chords of the song, so that's the good news. So you have the G, we're going to call it the F2. And if you want to kind of see what I'm doing there. And then a C, keeping that pinky on. So the pinky is the anchor in this song, which is not usual, but your pinky never lifts up from this 1st string, 3rd fret. That way you always know where your hand is. Okay? The first thing I'm going to show you is a strum pattern that you can choose to play through the entire song, and it's going to sound fine. It won't sound exactly like the record, but it's going to sound good. So it's a, let's see, we'll do the strum pattern first, and then I'll play that strum pattern through with the chords and tell you how those go. So the strum pattern is a... So you have a down, 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 up, down, up. Let's break it into 2 parts. So down, 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 up, down, up. And the second part of the strum pattern is up, down, down, up, down, up. So all together is... down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. Down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. You can play this pattern with these chords through this entire song, and I'll show you what it's going to sound like that way. It starts off with a G. I said, G, what's that picture here? It's F and white, and it ain't real clear to see you there. He said, yeah, G was 11. G was tough back in 35. That's F and Uncle Joe just trying to survive a C farm in the G depression. It looks like, and he hangs on that G. So the good part is you're just rotating through G, F, C this entire song, except for the bridge, and we'll get to that. So the chorus is, if it G like we were scared to death, like an F of kids just trying to see each other, you should have seen it in G color. Down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. So if you can pretty much do the whole song that way. If you're a beginner, I kind of recommend that. So if you want to take it a little step further, I'm going to show you how to embellish those verses a little bit, so you're not doing the same exact strum pattern during the verse and chorus, and you mix it up. It's more interesting that way. Yeah, it keeps people's attention. So that you can do just strum down on the G. So the chords again are the same, the G, the F, and the C. So strum down on the G one time, kind of slow. And then you're going to do some picking of individual strings. And the pattern, I'm going to call it the string numbers. So it's down once, then 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Strum the chord down, string 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you have, Grandpa, what's that picture here? It's black and white and it ain't real clear. Is that you there? He said, yeah, I was 11. And it's not super precise. You're basically getting that nice high register ring in between the chord changes. So it's... And that probably would be the one you'd stick with the most. So strum down, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Down, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Do that on all 3 chords. You can use that strum pattern during the verses and then go into the strumming part for the chorus. Okay? Now let's talk about part 3, the bridge, which is super pretty. I mean, this guy just writes some great stuff. Not sure why it doesn't get more recognition. So there's the bridge part, which he goes, that's the story of my life, right there in black and white, that part. So that is an E minor, a D, and a C. So you need to know those 3 chords for the bridge. So it's same strum pattern. That's the story of my life, right here in black and white. So the strum pattern's the same, it's just where you're moving those chords to. So it's E minor. That's the D of my C. Back to E minor. Right D in black and... I'm sorry. Right D in black and C. D. And if it looks... Back to the G. Looks like we were scared to death. So that's the bridge of the song. You might have to just kind of listen a little bit to see where those chord changes take place. But the strum pattern still... And then finally, for those of you further along that want to kind of work on this intro, so I know I'm doing the intro last, but it should probably be the last thing you tackle. So for this intro, I'll play it kind of to get the idea across. So you can play that as the intro, and you can actually mix this little, if you listen to the record, he plays that kind of in between to mix things up, and in between the verse and chorus a lot. So for this intro, you start with a G, again, G, F, and C. Strum down once, kind of slow, and do that pattern I talked about. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, F, strumming down, 1, 2, 3, 1. So one last time you have the C shape, you're going to leave your middle finger up and hammer down with that second fret of the 4th string. Then you're going to play the 3rd string open, hammer to the 2nd fret, play the 3rd string open again, then 4th string open, hammer to the 2nd fret, and 4th string open, then to G. So it's... Click the link below to get more lessons like this sent right to your inbox. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe or click that notification bell to find out when I post more videos. And if you found it helpful, click that like button. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.